Right guys, so in this video we're going to look at how to construct a wheel and axle for our bakkie. Now, quite simply, we have a circle geometry here. We have a wheel with a total width of 5 or depth of 5 millimeters. The whole wheel has a diameter of 20 or a radius of 10, and the internal hole of the wheel will be a radius of 2 that will slot onto the axle. So let's go ahead and construct that in SketchUp. So if we come across here, I'm going to go again to a parallel projection and then a front view and just pan across here, right? And I'm going to then get a circle command. I'm going to click on the red axis and I'm going to go 10 mils as my first radius. And then in the middle, obviously, I'm going to find that center point. To find that center point, you just hover over a segment, and then if you drop in, it should automatically find the center. Sometimes it doesn't happen straight away. You've just got to go keep finding a point, come into the middle, and there we go, it finds its center. Then we're going to open this one up to a radius of 2. Enter, right? And then we're going to delete that information in the middle. Okay, so make sure there's no information in the middle here. Then we can go ahead and push-pull this, right? A total of 5 millimeters. Right, so press, release, pull, 5 millimeters. And now what I'll do with this is triple click this, right click again, make it a group, right? I don't think we tagged our bin. You can go ahead and tag your bin as well. But in this video, we'll do the same, the whole tag and bin. So I'm going to click and I'm going to find, well, before I click, I'm going to go and find the color we need, which is going to be black. So let's come down to the bottom here. Black it is, and I'm going to click on the wheel. So the only time you'll see that opening is if you move around the wheel now. Right, I'm quickly going to create that tag for the bin. I want to try to keep some consistency here. So I'm going to say bin, go OK. Highlight that, click on the bin. There we go, I've applied it to the bin, and I'm going to do another one. I'm going to call it a wheel. Okay, sorry, we call it a wheel or tire, it's up to you. And go OK. Click on the wheel, and then highlight it. And now it's applied it to the wheel. To double check, we can just click on the eye and it's all good. Right, now we need a total of 4 of these, don't we? So I'm going to come back to a front view. I'm going to drag it across. I'm going to go move, click on the object. I'm going to rotate, I'm going to move, okay? And then I'm going to go control to give me a plus. Right, I'm going to go and find, I will just use this point on the side here, and I'm going to move it across. Make sure we keep it level. Click, do it again, control, click, bring it across 4 of them, and then control, click, and bring another one across. Remember, move command and then control will create a copy of the wheel. Move will just move this one. So at the moment I'm in the move command, you'll see if I click this, it'll just pull it. If I press control, it'll add another one. Okay, so we've got 4 wheels ready to go, and now we need an axle. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to be really smart. We're not going to construct the axle out here and then move it onto this space, because that'll just, we can do that, but it's a little bit too much manual labor for us. So I'm actually going to use the hole. Now remember, because it's a group, right, I can draw on it without interfering on its geometry. So what I will do here is go circle command, circle. And you know that the axle is going to fit perfectly in there because it is a 2 mil radius axle. And you can, but notice now it's 15 mils in diameter, which means it's going to be 5 mils to the open on either side or beyond the body of the bakkie on the left and the right, so that we can slot the wheel on, okay? So we go back to SketchUp, and I'm going to then go to the center point here, right? In fact, let me get a nice front view, and I'm going to pick on a segment, click, and then go out and then click again, and you can see it creates another circle on the inside there. I'm going to pan across, do the same here, get on a segment, drag in, click, drag out onto that segment, and then we've got 2 new bits of geometry. Now I'm going to be this might be a little bit hard for some people to do, but I'm going to orbit all the way around, right? And I'm going to go and find that, and I'm going to go press pull, watch this. Click on that and bring it all the way across to this face here, right? So I'm going to go again, I'm going to go click, push and pull it all the way across onto that face, right? But we know that axle at this point in time is only 40 millimeters. We need 50 mils because the body of the bucky is only 40 millimeters. So we need to extrude it beyond each side of the bucky by 5 mils. So I'm going to come here, click, I'm going to bring it out at a total of 5. Click, bring it out at a total of 5. Do the same on the other side, click, total of 5, click, and a total of 5. Now, I'm going to triple click, right click, make it a group, triple click, right click, make it a group. I'm going to add a tag for those and I'm going to call it an axle. Okay. Click on the axle tag, which is this little brown tag, make sure it's highlighted blue, apply it to both axles, perfect. Okay, so if I hide the axle, let's see, yeah, they are both tagged nicely. Right, so the color of the axle, we want just a silver to act as a sort of, to give us that metal look. So we're going to go to our colors again, and we're going to go to, let's go to a gray. That's fine over there, and I'm going to add it to the axle to give us that gray look. Now we're going to place the wheels, which is not the easiest thing to do. It takes a bit of patience. Right, I'm going to come across to my first wheel, right, and I'm actually just going to go and do a front view again. And I'm going to go move, and what I will do is I'm going to go to a segment, drag into the middle until I then find that center point. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to pan across, right, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to find a segment there, and I'm going to drag down until it pulls me onto the center point. So let's try it again. We're going to go there, and it should bring us to a center point. Okay, so if I come across here, let's do that again. And this time I'm not going to go from a front view. So I'm going to go move, drag, so move, find that center. Again, find that center point. I'm going to drag it across. Right, I'm going to use the front end in reference of that axle, and I'm going to drag it into the middle and then click on that center point, and that will give me the positioning I want. So watch again. I'm going to go move. On the move command, I'm going to try get a straight on view. I'm going to click on, I'm drag onto a segment. I'm going to pull it in until I then can click on that center point. I'm then going to orbit while I move this onto the axle. And remember, I'm going to use the front edge of this axle, the front face. Find a segment on the front face, then pull in, and you'll see it'll take me to the center point. And you can see now that that is fitted flush onto those two. I'll do the same over here. I'm going to go ahead and find the center point, try to get a front on view, click, drag onto a segment, drag into the middle, click onto the midpoint, and you'll see it starts to get a bit easier. And find let's find a segment here on the outside. Remember this face, drag it into the middle and onto the center point. Again here, we want to grab a segment, grab a center point, and then go ahead and put it onto the axle. Grab a segment on the axle and then drag into the middle, and it'll give us a perfect center placing. Now we've got the wheels onto our bucky, and at this point we could 3D print this, glue it all together, and we should have a moving bucky. Right, so that is the end of the wheel and axle video and assembly.